Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. In today's top news, we begin with an update on the Sialkot Sambrial election. Polling has begun there and people are casting their votes in large numbers. Even though there's widespread fear that Form 47 will be issued again, rigging will take place, and some signs of this have already been observed. For instance, at many polling stations, a heavy police presence has been deployed, with about a dozen officers stationed at some individual polling stations, apparently to intimidate voters, especially the workers of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, PTI. Despite this, the footage we're receiving, the trends on social media and the general media landscape indicate, not just from the main parties but also from independent sources and our own people on the ground, that people are turning out in large numbers to vote for Imran Khan. They are voting decisively. As you all know, on one side is Imran Khan and on the other is Field Marshal Asim Munir. Maryam Nawaz and Nawaz Sharif have been sidelined and are now just supporting characters. PTI has fielded an excellent candidate in this area. Sometimes candidates are weak, but this one is strong, local, well-connected with the people. Fakhar Nishat Guman. From the ground reports and conversations I've had with journalists familiar with the region, everyone is saying Fakhar Nishat will win with a clear majority. But now, the two magical tactics that Maryam Nawaz has been employing, one is the magic hug, a phrase trending lately, and the other is the magic wand, are at play. The magic wand is with Field Marshal Asim Munir, and the magic hug is with Maryam Nawaz. If Form 47 or some new rigging tactic is deployed under this magic, that's another story. Otherwise, the election result difference would be huge. Fakhar Nishat is expected to secure 70 to 80% of the vote, with the PMLN candidate getting, at most, 20 to 30%. But given what we've seen over the last 3 years in Pakistan, it's not beyond imagination that a new method of rigging or manipulation will be used. So far, people are standing in lines and voting. There's a lot of hustle and bustle, but inside, police are heavily stationed. Afternoon, these operations will begin, and we'll bring you further details in the evening vlog. We will attempt to give you a full analysis then. Now on to the next piece of news, a bombshell statement by Imran Khan. In this new statement, Imran Khan has laid everything bare. He said that when Asim Munir was serving as DG ISI and a Lieutenant General, a decision was made to remove or transfer him. He was posted as Corps Commander Gujranwala. Imran Khan said that once the decision to remove Asim Munir was made, he tried, through his network, to reach out to Bushra Bibi to ask her to intervene and stop the transfer. She refused and said, "I am a housewife. I have nothing to do with who Khan appoints or removes." Clearly, someone from inside the home was used to try to reach her. Imran Khan hinted that he knows who the woman was who tried to make the contact, but since he didn't name her, I won't either. Still, Bushra Bibi's response was that she would not intervene, and this was the Prime Minister's prerogative. This decision was taken over a weekend. I've learned from various sources, including some federal ministers, many of whom have since left the party and are now enjoying relative ease, possibly due to their ties to Field Marshal Asim Munir, that Field Marshal Munir contacted them over that weekend, asking them to convince the Prime Minister not to remove him as DG ISI. Although I wasn't in the federal government at the time, I was serving in Punjab, these ministers themselves told me, and I've verified from other sources, that Field Marshal Asim Munir tried extensively to prevent his removal. Some ministers tried to reach out to Imran Khan but failed, or did reach him and couldn't convince him. Ultimately, Asim Munir could not retain his position as DG ISI. Now, Imran Khan has revealed that this entire feud began from there, and that Bushra Bibi, a housewife with no political role, no public office, no property even in Pakistan, let alone in London, no signed deeds or financial scandals, is being punished solely for refusing to intervene. Despite no charges being proven, she remains in jail for the second year now without bail. She was punished simply for offering advice in a case where there's no evidence. Imran Khan clearly laid out that this is the reason Field Marshal Asim Munir is so aggressively pursuing him and his wife, especially his wife, Bushra Bibi. And now the truth of that enmity has been made public. Those who were peddling the narrative of a deal, saying things were being settled, that Imran Khan would be released 2 days before Eid, should reflect after watching this statement. Perhaps they'll understand at least a little what kind of analysis they were offering and on whose behalf. It's obvious that this deal narrative was being deliberately fed into the media. But the truth, unfortunately, is that it was all lies sold to the public. The reality is that Field Marshal Asim Munir has no intention of letting Imran Khan out. Now that Imran Khan is revealing things with this much clarity and boldness, Field Marshal Munir's anger will only grow. He will likely feel disgraced in front of other generals and corps commanders. When they next sit together in a corps commanders conference, many will think, so this is why Bushra Bibi is in jail? This statement will hit Field Marshal Munir like a bombshell, and as a result his anger may escalate and his oppressive actions may intensify. Where things go from here, we'll all see. But one thing is now certain, those predictions and narratives about a possible release have been proven false. The next news item is Imran Khan's latest statement, in which he says, those with weak resolve should step aside. Only the strong should remain. The faint-hearted should vacate their seats, so we can give a chance to those who have courage and can stand against this fascism and everything happening to us right now. We must confront it together. This is a very interesting point, one that deserves a full discussion someday. But let me just say this. Our problem is that if someone gives a good speech, we assume they're excellent in every other aspect as well. Or if someone appears brave, we assume they are genuinely courageous in real life. But that's not always true. A person may possess one admirable trait but lack others. In politics especially, that's not how things work. Politicians are often very good actors, that's part of the job. Politics requires a fair amount of hypocrisy, performance, and saying one thing while meaning another. That's why many politicians are very qualified actors, even if it doesn't seem obvious. They appear clean-cut, innocent, well-meaning, committed and loyal. But often beyond their polished words, there's nothing substantial. Their conduct doesn't align with their speech. What you see publicly, the face, the dialogue, the ideology, may impress you, but when it comes to action, they fall short. So, Khan likely was referring to people like this. There's no doubt that Pakistan is currently going through extreme repression, and Field Marshal Asim Munir has left very little room for people to operate. But even if there's pressure and you can't perform, you can at least step aside to let someone else try. My real issue is with those who pretend. I'm not saying everyone should become martyrs or allow themselves to be beaten or have their homes destroyed. You have the full right to take a step back, but don't lie to people. Don't pretend to be a hero when you're not. Don't make big speeches while internally knowing you can't deliver. This is unfair to the party and to Imran Khan. If you can't do it, then say so respectfully. I am loyal to the party and the ideology, but I can only go so far. Beyond that, someone else should take over, but instead you keep your position and deceive the public, deceive Khan, deceive the workers, giving speeches but doing nothing in practice. You create a verbal illusion that makes people believe there's no one better than you, but when the time comes to act, you're nowhere to be found. Again, if you're under pressure and can't perform beyond a certain limit, fine. We appreciate the sacrifice you've already made, but then step aside. Perhaps someone else for whom the stakes are different, someone who can go further, can step up. Maybe you've promoted someone from a junior rank, and even if his entire family is jailed, he still doesn't back down. He might deliver the performance that you can't. This is the real dilemma, within society, within the party, and for Khan himself. People who can't go beyond a certain point of sacrifice still won't give up their positions. They won't let others have a chance. I believe this is what Imran Khan was pointing at. Those who can't handle the pressure should step aside. Those who can should come forward. Let me tell you confidently, If you bring the workers from the grassroots to the top, the leap in their commitment toward leadership will be huge. They'll risk everything, even their lives, and make the kinds of sacrifices that big, reputable names are often unwilling to make. That's because those big names have more to lose. Their wealth, assets, business interests, factories, all at stake. In contrast, the grassroots worker, when brought up, plays with full heart and fearlessness, much like cricket. When the required run rate skyrockets, you sometimes remove seasoned batsmen and bring in lesser-known players who swing hard without fear. Sometimes they outperform expectations because they know this is their one shot. They've been sent in to do this one job, and they give it everything. Similarly, in politics, during high-pressure times like these, you need to promote from the bottom. Of course, you'll still need to select carefully based on who can perform which role. But that's where performance will come from. The big names can't function under this pressure because they have too much at stake and can't sacrifice everything. What baffles me is why these people don't openly say, I can sacrifice from 0 to 70, but not beyond that. Surely others are willing to go all the way to 99. So step out of the line and let them move forward. They'll go in and take the shot that you're afraid to. This is a broader spectrum we need to clarify and clean up. Now, a comparison between two individuals named Mushtaq. Senator Mushtaq of Jamaat-e-Islami is currently in jail for speaking out about rights with dignity and courage. Mohammed Mushtaq, on the other hand, used to be a shameless spokesperson for Qazi La'anat, a derogatory nickname used for former Chief Justice Qazi Faiz Issa. Now Mohammed Mushtaq is condemning Senator Mushtaq's arrest on Facebook, saying he wasn't given due process, judicial remand or proper court appearance. But how ironic, he and his boss were the ones behind these actions. When his boss was doing all this, he was there, supporting him inside the Supreme Court. The fall of the judiciary today cannot be separated from the deeds of Qazi Issa. Just yesterday, Rana Sanaullah confessed that all this oppression was due to Qazi Issa's personal hatred for Imran Khan, not due to any legal grounds. So after that confession, it's clear it was personal animosity, not law, that drove all this. Only one confession remains from the PMLN side about Field Marshal Munir. But as far as Qazi Issa is concerned, the truth is now public. Next news item. Shahbaz Sharif has said that if the people of Balochistan have complaints, they should come and sit down to talk. But here's the truth. The people of Balochistan did come to talk. On November 26th, leaders like Salar Kakar, Saddam Tareen and others came. Some were even shot in the head, martyred, while trying to reach you. You stole their mandate. They came to talk, and instead you responded with bullets at D Chowk. On their way back with the bodies, Salar Kakar was arrested and kept in jail for 6 months or more before being released. You treated all Baloch political leaders the same way. So who in Balochistan will trust you now when you invite them to talk? And if you're referring to banned organizations like BLF, which are armed, then remember guns are answered with guns, and that has a different outcome. The peaceful ones came to talk, and you slaughtered them. Next news item. Shahbaz Sharif has claimed that under the bold, wise and organized leadership of Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir, Pakistan's army has avenged 1971. Seriously? Shahbaz Sharif is from Punjab. Someone should tell him not to say things like this. People will start cursing him in Punjabi, and those curses are not pleasant. This narrative will not only get you abused, it'll tarnish your name too. Back in 1971, Pakistan broke up not because of India, but because of our own dictator Yahya Khan, who was drunk on wine, women and decadence. It wasn't India that broke Pakistan, it was our own leadership. So what revenge have we taken? Did we break India? Did we annex Kashmir? Did we create Khalistan? What are we talking about? Did we capture their 90,000 soldiers? No! Then what revenge? Nobody understands what Shahbaz Sharif is saying, but he's saying it because he's been instructed to, and he won't stop. Final news item. The IMF has raised questions about Pakistan's entire Bitcoin mining plan. As explained in our recent vlogs, Mining a single Bitcoin in Pakistan would consume 350,000 electricity units. With current electricity rates around 14 to 15 US cents per unit, it would cost around $55,000 to mine one Bitcoin. At 20 cents per unit, the cost rises to $70,000. Compare that to Lebanon $286 per Bitcoin, Iran $500, Syria similar range. In Pakistan, because of expensive electricity, it's not viable at all. Now the IMF is asking, what is this new scam? How will you power this? Will you give Bitcoin miners electricity at subsidized rates, 10 to 12 cents per unit? That burden will fall on the public, which is already suffering. International institutions are suggesting that this scheme may be part of an effort to cozy up to Trump, but the reality is, this isn't just a stunt. It's a major scam being run by Field Marshal Asim Munir and his allies. This will bring further destruction. This scam will not reduce corruption in any way. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.